today.
Certainly could be a telling factor. We're underway at Optus Oval. Adelaide won the toss and kicking to the left of screen. As Curls mentioned, no advantage either way. Jamieson offloaded as he tried to get rid of the football. It's still in the centre square. Good tackle applied down there by Jamieson again. And it will be a bounce.
No obvious tagging roles there from the first bounce. I would have thought Burton might have run with Bradley. James and Ratton look like they'll be matched up. But Bickley looks like he's getting alongside Bradley now.
Allen and Herbert. Won by Allen, convincing a good block there by Nelson. Bradley applies the tackle. 301st game. He celebrated with a win last week against Hawthorn. And Mark Bickley gives the ball back to the umpire. Also back into the Crows lineup today. Bickley on Bradley, is it? At the moment.
It looks like it, yes.
Allen over the top. Ratton, Herbert.
Peter, while you're there, interchange for Carlton. Massey, Locke, Hume, Hogg. And for the Crows, Connell, Orman Allen, Tyson and Perry.
Thanks, Curls. I think you might have done that before. Costa. Kick up towards centre field. Binky underneath it. Couldn't complete the mark. Also playing his first game today. There's McGregor, game number 2. Back to Costa. Up towards full forward. The bounce. Hickmott will rush it through for the first score of the game. A rush behind.
Well, good movement. Brett Burton's had a couple of touches early. They'll have to watch that. And Ken McGregor getting that nice handball out to Kim Costa, playing at centre half forward.
And that man on
his
screen.
first game. It's his 4th game, actually.
Stephen Silvani has got the job picking up Darren Jarman, who's been at 15 goals in the last 2 weeks. Silvani caught in 2 minds, has to backtrack, goes short, finds Ratton. The playmaker will try and set it up. Nelson gets past Smart, some quick hands to Murphy. They need support. Ratton fires the ball out wide to Allen, to McKay. They work the ball from the half-back flank to centre wing. Coming out hard was Whittle, has the ball thumped away over the boundary line for a toss back in. Lance Whittle on screen, booted 4 goals last week against the Hawks. And there's the Adelaide bench there. We can see Connell, Orman Allen, Perry and Tyson. Centre wing, Herbert, youngster, making his way in the game for the Crows. Taken away by Smart. Benke, great mark on the half-forward flank. What can you tell us about this youngster,
He's
Graham?
got very good hands. He's playing some good football for Port Adelaide.
Well, Vardy had the sit, just couldn't take the grab over Hickmott. Tied up by Silvani, tries to drag the ball in. Silvani goes to the ground, maybe driven into the ground. Will take the free kick.
Did drag it in. The umpire was on the other side. At least that's how Jack Russo would tell us. Ratton. Back to Silvani. Certainly looks a lot better at fullback, the fullback of the century, as you would expect. The slips catch attempted there by, was it Hickmott? It was. Smart. Long bomb. Jarman and Silvani. 2 of the superstars of the modern day game. It's out of bounds, about 5 metres from the behind post.
Yes, Rasciuto picking up Scott Camporelli. They're aware of how dangerous young Camporelli can be. Mark Rasciuto does like playing on him.
Silvani up forward has kicked 12 goals, 16 for the year. Might tell us something about his kicking ability. Advantage paid. So the Blues away again through Hickmott up towards centre wing. Bounce is going to be the key factor here. It goes Carlton's way, picked up by Beaumont. Hand pass inboard, that's effective. On to Koutafidis, who's back into some of his very best form. Allen, and he's just having a wonderful season. Into the forward pocket, and Hamill has taken the mark about 60 to 65 metres out from goal. Last week, he started on the bench against Hawthorn. Kicked 19 goals for the season. Decides to square it. Lappin has got it.
That's a very, very good mark. Hamill was undecided. He was called to play on. He wasn't really sure what to do. He decided to centre the ball, and Matthew Lappin, just watch this. He hits it hard. Eyes firm on it. Ben Hardy's manning him up at the moment. Good grab.
Going for his 14th goal of the year. Well, no, he's not. Whitnell takes the mark.
Graham, just going back to that mark of Lappin, you called it right. He had to take the body weight of Rasciuto, which is a very tough body.
Very courageous, and he could have been tempted to go the distance for the goal, particularly on this ground. The 50-metre is, well, within touch often, but a good pass found Lance Whitnell, incidentally, who led very well.
Whitnell for his 26th goal of the year. Runner-up in the club's best and fairest last year. It's close, drifting away. and one behind to square the ledger early in the first quarter.
Yes, he's a very good player, Lance. Well, still such a young man when you look at the football he's played. And his form recently has been very good.
Costa on the half-back flank. 1 point apiece. He's a good player, Costa. Can put good players out of business, goes short and finds Stevens. Still at the true centre-half back position. Costa. Bit of run from half-back. Kicks down towards the half-forward lines. A bit of a floater. Playing in front was Murphy. Thought he may have been caught high. Loose ball. Taken away by Rashudo. The Raging Bull pumps it down forward. Silvani's out in front. Read it well in front of Jarman. This will be a fantastic matchup.
Yes.
Silvani against Jarman. That's what the purists have come to see. Ratton, the playmaker, pumps the ball down towards the half-forward line. Coming out was Pearce, and the free kick. All the mark has been paid. There's a Crows player down. That's Goodwin. Loose player is Allen. Drops a sitter. A touch of the fumbles on 50. Screaming for the ball was Murphy. Allen has a ping at the goals in the pockets. Whitnell. No mark. Hamill does well. Danger spot for the Crows. Taken away by Herbert. Gives it across to James. Feeds the ball out wide. Finds the running Hart. A casual bounce from half-back. Wants a lead. Tries to set it up. Costa has to make ground. Too much carry on the ball. Manton's got 2 to beat. Keeps the ball alive. Taken away by Sexton. Gives the ball back to Ratton. The old heads combine. Bradley. Great kick. Finds Murphy.
Murphy at midfield for the Blues. They're setting something up here. Right on 50 metres. Beaumont. And his 48th game. Dobs it for the Blues first today.
Well, it's been a battle of defences so far, but Carlton just able to centre the ball and find Simon Beaumont, who's run forward. We've just seen a bump here on Simon Goodwin. Beaumont actually dishes it out. Simon Goodwin head over the ball, looks up. You'd have to say fair.
You'd have to say it, but I wouldn't like to be on the end of it just the same.
Well, Simon Goodwin actually saw it coming. He could have turned, but he's followed up with a goal.
Beaumont gets the first goal and dishes out the first decent bump of the match, so the Blues are ahead by a goal. Allen over Herbert. Bickley kicks it back over the circle. Manton had it and lost it. A little bit of tunnel ball there. Binky over the top of it as well. Smart gets clear. They put the whistles away like they did at the MCG last night. They really let it go there. We've got a ball up still inside the square.
Peter, I'd like Kevin, maybe Graham, to comment on this. I think Carlton are playing a definite ploy with Nelson on Smart. Nelson is sacrificing his game just to cover Smart and run him around the ground.
I just noticed that, Curls. I'm just not sure where Nigel Smart's playing. It looks like he's playing on the wing, but I can't imagine that's the case.
No, he's picking up Nelson. Nelson's starting at half forward, but taking him down.
Blues by 6 points. Rashudo was on hands and knees. Murphy has had a great season. Rice have hit the ball hard. Here's Smart, speak of the devil, taken to the ground. Rice on top. They'll ball it up on the edge of the centre square.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's the point Neil's making. Nigel Smart's the half-back flank. It's a good tackle there by Dean Rice. But Nigel Smart now actually on the half-forward line for the Crows.
Manton has been pinched there by Bradley. Virtually a fresh air shot. James, a dangerous player to Vardy, stands and delivers a big bomb. Hickmott should get back. They should talk here. Koutafidis as well. Binky did very well. 2 against 1. Pushes it through for a behind.
Yes, and Stephen Silvani just covering Darren Jarman's movement at the moment. He's not letting him lead to the ball and find that space. And Malcolm Blight will be closely watching that.
No good just bombing it high to Stephen Silvani and Darren Jarman, because Silvani will beat him under those conditions.
Not at all.
Koutafidis to Murphy. Up towards centre wing. Lappin underneath the ball. Hart will get back. Provides a shepherd now for a teammate. Bickley. Beautiful smother down there. In fact, it was McGregor.
Kenny McGregor.
Young Lappin. There's not much of him.
Well, he's 18, Peter. I guess they didn't expect him to play this year, but their lack of big men has given him an opportunity.
Played in St Kilda's grand final side of a couple of seasons back in 97. Bradley from Bickley over to Murphy. Murphy off a standing start, kicks up towards the point of the square. Pearce comes steaming out, doesn't get the bounce that he wanted. Jamison taken high on the tackle. Crowd says ball, but it will be a stalemate and the ball up.
I must say, fellas, I'm finding it pretty hard to stay with these umpires' decisions nowadays.
Yes, that was posed last night at the MCG, wasn't it? They seemed to put the whistles away. Good smother there by Burton on Sexton's kick. Now Beaumont, the goal kicker, up to Bradley, around Bickley. Another ball around Burton, centres it. Team-oriented play, looking for Allen. Whitnell's there, Allen's got it again. And the Crows are able to tie it up. It's only about 30 metres out from goal, though. Carlton leading by 5 points.
He does it well, Graham, with getting back. Allen getting back for Carlton inside 50. They'll have to watch that, the Crows.
They did, but Lucas Herbert was right with him, Kevin, and I think that's the role he'll have. And Malcolm Blight said, it doesn't matter where the ball goes, you stay with Matthew Allen. Because Allen does drop back very quickly and very smartly. Here's a chance for Ratton. Quick snap, bounces it through for a behind. Yes, Ratton's a very good player already, his 6th possession. Well, he's a big possession winner every week now, Brett Ratton. Best and fairest winner, Victorian representative. He's virtually the heart and soul of the midfield, along with Bradley for the Blues. James. He really does set it up for the Crows. Jamison, who's back in form, forgotten man, just tumbles the ball inside the centre square. Coming out hard is Vardy, did well, missed his mark in smart, looking for McLeod, who was held without it. Will take the free kick. He's off. Great anticipation also from McKay. The kick just wobbles up. Burton! Well, what a jumping jack Burton is. He's incredible, Graham.
Oh, he has got a great vertical leap, and he knights the crowd every time he goes near the ball. Now just watch it over the top. Had to take it. A bit spectacular at the end. Well done, Andrew McLeod. He played on, but Andrew McKay had him. All he could do was get a boot to the ball. It went high. And Burton, who started on the ball, resting in the forward lines, taking a great mark.
Well, he's only a 50% chance of getting it. He's kicked 13-14 this year. He has split the centre.
Certainly deserved a goal.
And probably against the flow of play, Carlton seemed to have settled a little bit, but gee, Brett Burton, that's why people come to the football. And in an era when the characters are disappearing from the game, a player like this just emerges. He tries to do it every week. He's not that tall. Great leap and converted truly.
Certainly in line for Cadbury mark of the round. Brett Burton, a beauty and a goal. Scores level at Optus Oval. Allen, he gives it straight to Bickley. Bradley's tackle ineffective. Back to Rashudo. On to Jamison. Jamison off one step, bombs it long up towards half forward. Hickmott in front, couldn't complete it. McKay on the bottom of the pack. Binky, quick snap, rolls it, and misses to the right-hand side. Just one behind. Kicked by Brian Binky. One of the rookies in the Adelaide side today.
Well, he's a rookie. He's not that young, though. He's 24 and...
played at North Melbourne for a while, didn't he, Graham?
He was drafted to them, but he's been in very good form for Port Adelaide recently.
Hickmott to McKay around the boundary line, confronted by Costa. Lappin at the back, gets it, and then gets a push in the back. So Lappin will take the free kick short of left centre wing for the Blues.
Half-back flank, Lappin. He's been a very handy pickup for the Blues. Kicks back, he's looking for Kudafidi. He's the million-dollar man, but he's over the line. The Blues by a point. Rashudo from centre wing to the half-forward line. This is a poor kick. Keeping's off. Back to Lappin. Short to McKay. He's had a fantastic season for the Blues. Cross half-back. He's been unstoppable. Chance, big pack of players. Loose ball, Herbert. Be happy to see the ball trickle over the boundary line. It was kept alive. Clever play, under pressure now. The Blues, Whitnell feeds the ball back. Ratton has the kick smothered off the boot. The Crows hunting in numbers. Chance for Vardy in front. Pushed away by Hickmott. They need a crummer. Pounced on by McLeod. Couldn't take it. Murphy thought he may have been held. Lappin, it was a look-away handball. Bradley, game number 301. Magnificent stuff on the boundary line. Unloads, gives it both barrels. Looking for Whitnell. Getting back with Stevens. Thumped forward by Hamill. The race is on. Jamison, ever watchful. Happy to see the ball over the line.
And you don't have to be a good marking player, although Whitnell is to be valuable at centre-half forward. Stevens had that ball covered, and Whitnell just got back, made the contest against the flow of the ball, against the flight of it, and has held the ball in Carlton's area.
Allen gets in front of Herbert, tried to find Pearce. Now Camporelli turns quickly, shoots. That's pretty close. The crowd seems to like it. The goal umpire says, yes, sirree. He went right over the post virtually.
Scott Camporelli, he's a goal kicker. Just watch, well, Lucas Herbert actually putting it down his throat. Lappin, who's been in everything, got the tap out. And Scott Camporelli looked up, he saw the goals. He doesn't need much more opportunity than that. He's a clever, skillful player, and you just don't give him opportunities around goals.
Scott Camporelli's 14th goal for the year. Played in Carlton's premiership side of 95. Averages over 22 possessions a game. Gets his first goal. Allen against Herbert. Ratton, commander of the midfield, on the Mackay, both having great seasons. Mackay's kick up towards half forward. Bounce is certainly going to be a factor. Camporelli appeared to be held. Rashudo with the underground hand pass, that was okay. James onto Smart, they should clear it from here. Onto Rashudo, thought about giving it back to him. Oh, clever kick finds McLeod at midfield.
Go through the centre square. Jarman's the target. Binky's got it.
Herbert off for Perry.
He looks dangerous, Binky.
He is very dangerous, and Anthony Koutafidis hasn't really done his homework on this young player. Watch the kick from, it's a good one. I don't think it's meant for Brian Binky, but Anthony Koutafidis just giving him a little bit of room, and he's got very good hands, Kevin. If he gets his hands to the ball in that situation, he won't drop it, and he can convert. He's a good kick too.
Well, he's directly in front. You're spot on, Graham. He's got it.
Well, just when it looked like Carlton were going to run away with the game, the Crows bounce back, and we have got a tremendous contest. This centre of Mark Rashudo was tremendous. Great vision. The Cloud's looking for Jarman here. Binky just drops in, and Anthony Koutafidis would have been surprised he took that mark. He now has to get right alongside him.
Brian Binky got the goal. The Crows second. 1 point the difference. A lot of Crows fans here this afternoon too. They've come over in large numbers. 2-3 to 2-2. Now we have a centre square infringement.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yes.
Don't you hate that?
Coaches, supporters.
Michael Sexton it was.
So Rashudo from Perry up the half forward. Hickmott stands his ground, takes the mark at centre half back. Looking for options. Rather statuesque at midfield. Oh, Allen having a field day at the moment. On to Bradley. Looks as though he can play till he's 45. Camporelli, goal kicker already for Carlton. Oh, Hamill from Bassett. Gee, should have taken that. Perry gives away the hand pass. I don't know why he dropped that, actually. It seemed a little bit too easy. Maybe he took it too easy himself. They might make them pay. Rice back to Camporelli. This time he's at a pretty acute angle, runs in, tries to centre it, dog the post. 1 goal 1 to Scott Camporelli, and that levels the scores at Optus Oval.
Gee, Mark Rashudo has got to pay more attention to Camporelli. That's on 3 occasions already. He's been way on his own to receive the ball.
I think what happened then, Curls, was from that centre square infringement, Rashudo ran around the back of the Crows player, handballed to him and kicked the ball up to the forward line. And then, of course, when it came back out, Camporelli was still perched out here on the wing. So it was a bit unfortunate that time for Rashudo. Taken away by Stevens, or hit hard. That was Nelson, the tackler. Now, he had no opportunity to get rid of the ball there, Kim Costa. Now, there's not a free kick.
He was taken high.
But you've got to have an opportunity to get rid of it, Graham. Prior opportunity, and there was none.
But surely the tackle was too high, wasn't it?
Well, he certainly dipped his head. Now, whether he grabbed him around the shoulders because it was down low, we'd have to see again. But certainly it was not a free kick against him, because you've got to have an opportunity to kick the ball or hand pass it, and there was none. Hamill, 55 metres out. Big bomb to the square. One for the high flyers. Getting his hand on it was Sexton. Through for a behind.
Well, it's worth having a look at it again, because Kim Costa, he takes it and he slips, but the tackle is high. He's taken high around the head, but...
Well, you know, I thought then he actually got him on the top of the shoulder then, Graham. It's just a difference in opinion, but certainly there should not have been a free kick.
Well, we'll leave the umpires alone. I guess we'll find plenty to complain about if we don't.
Bassett. Seems a pretty handy player for the Crows, Bassett. Kicks to the centre square. It's looking for Perry. Taken away by McKay. Back to Hickmott. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. Hamill's there, went to ground. Out in front was Hart. Going in hard as well was Goodwin. Bassett there for the Crows. Ball up on 50.
Yes, and Aaron Hamill having trouble with his footwear, Kevin. He's slipped twice there. And Bassett playing in front. That's why he's a good player. He'll take front position just about on every occasion.
The grass is very long, Graham. I think you'll find a fuel slip.
Bassett just shoveled the ball out towards James.
Still in.
It's still in play. Now,
It's not going to go out.
the boundary umpire has called it out, so it's a boundary throw-in.
It did go out. He went over the line, came back in.
Perry now is on for the Crows. Started on the interchange bench, so obviously taking his turn in the ruck. Hands and knees. Ratton, the general, tried to flick it out. It's taken away by Perry. Back to centre wing. Allen didn't quite hit his mark in Rice. Does well better here to Beaumont. Loose players everywhere. Here's Koutafidis. Just signed a two-year contract worth $1 million, we're told, and finds Pearce, who usually is a very good kick.
And Simon Goodwin's got his hands full with this player. And Simon Goodwin is a good player. That's the matchup. But Carlton coming forward of centre are throwing the ball wide to the boundary, and they're getting players out there, then moving it back.
Pearce, this raking left foot, has split the centre. Great kick.
And that's why Brad Pearce is playing for Carlton out of a forward pocket. He's led well. The kick found him well, but that was a magnificent conversion. You see the ball going wide. Kick finds Koutafidis. Indecisive, really, but he saw the lead of Pearce. It was a good one. Took it way down low. Too much space, Simon Goodwin, and the conversion itself was tremendous. A great goal.
Camporelli, Beaumont, and now Pearce, the goal kickers for the Blues. Carlton by 7 points. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter at Optus Oval. Burton, a little give to Costa. Costa down to Jarman territory. Silvani punches from the back. Chance for Vardy onto the right. Snaps. And I think he might have got it. Has he? It's close. Yes, it's there.
Well, it's a great reply from Adelaide. We have got a tremendous game. Carlton might have thought they could break the game open early, but Adelaide just coming back. Burton involved in it. Kim Costa got it to Darren Jarman. Great spoil here from Silvani, but the crumbing players, and Peter Vardy is nothing but a goal kicker. Not sure what he meant by that.
No, that was why I hesitated.
Did he think he missed it?
Well, it was close. It was close.
Kim Costa having a big opening quarter for the Crows. 7 possessions and 2 marks. Ratton going in hard, wins the ball again. Back to Murphy. They set it up to the half-forward line. Chance here for Lappin. Rockets the ball. Camporelli's been very dangerous on Risciuto to the square. So backing back is Hamill. The big fist away is Bassett. Beaumont kicks a miraculous goal.
You won't see that often. Oh, dude. Yeah, just watch it. Just watch it. I don't know what Jamison's arguing with the goal umpire. Camporelli bombs it in long. There's the contest under the ball. Comes off the pack. And Beaumont, well, Rod Jamison's saying he kicked it. But I don't think there's much doubt that Simon Beaumont thinks he kicked it.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals now, and straight away he put his hands in the air because he felt his boot hit it first.
Well, the Socceroos may be undermanned against Manchester United. They could look at number 29 for Carlton if they're a bit short. Beaumont, but not Allen to Bradley. Punch to the front. Chance for the Blues again. Sexton takes it from Beaumont, who's been in the thick of things already in this quarter. Now taken by Jamison in the back pocket. Now Bassett. Crows run it down the spine of the ground. Costa does well. Looks for McLeod with the knock-on. Needs to sit for the dual Orm-Smith medalist. He's slung by McKay. Ball jarred free in the tackle.
Couldn't throw.
So free kick. Silvani.
The game's only early, but Camporelli's far too elusive for Risciuto.
Murphy. Now Carlton's turn to run the ball out. Top class game so far. Crowd loves free scoring affairs. Manton gives it to Ratton. Pearce, who's already kicked a rattling goal. Beaumont, well, he's one of the revelations of the first quarter with 2 goals. Up towards right half forward at 50 metres. Perry couldn't control it. Now a chance for Camporelli. Good Shepherd. Oh, magnificent smother from Rashudo. And he sees the ball out of bounds.
Yes, that's a big duel, this one, Graham.
But there's a great contest. You just see Rashudo, who is on Camporelli, got the hand to it. We saw Perry and Rice both desperate to get to the ball prior to that. And Rice managing to get his hand to it before, but this is a desperate game of football.
6 possessions to Rashudo, 5 to Camporelli. Here's a chance. Bradley flipped the ball out to Ratton. They're winning a lot of the ball midfield. And finds Nelson.
Because I think Nelson's now gone to the wing on Kim Costa.
That's correct, Graham, and Sexton's on Smart.
Nelson, formerly of Sturt, thumping kick, and through for a 1 behind.
Yes.
29 plays, 21. The Blues by 8 points.
Ben Nelson having to survive a bout of glandular fever in the early years, consolidating his side. Son of Sandy Nelson, a great player for Sturt in the glorious Sturt days of the 60s.
I can remember him well. Well, his son's played 18 games for Carlton. Looks like he might play many more. Here's a floater. Smart's got it in front of Sexton. Just under 2.5 minutes left. Smart from the half-back flank. Looking for Benke.
He's giving him too much room, isn't he?
Doing very well on Koutafidis. James will set it up. Looking for Vardy. He's already kicked a goal. Hickmott brushes him aside. Back to McKay, doing a great job on McLeod to centre wing. Bradley. Scott Bickley to beat the juggler. Magnificent. Craig Bradley strutting his stuff at Optus Oval. Kicks back towards the half-forward line. It was a clever kick to Whitnell as the ball thumped away by Stevens. Here's Whitnell. Just needs a kind bounce. It was clever play to knock it back. He was looking for Nelson. Kicked off the ground. The great man's got it, Craig Bradley.
Yeah, Craig Bradley. Look at the juggle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Slips catch.
9 kicks to Bradley already. Murphy at centre field. On to McKay. Doing the job at the moment on McLeod. Beaumont. Well, he's been most impressive, as I've mentioned previously. Out on the left, up to half forward. Koutafidis didn't judge that at all well. Hamill, snapshot, is going close, but Hart marks it literally on the last line of defence. Out to Stevens, short of right half back. Stevens 2 goes short. This time finds Vardy. Goes over the top of the hand pass. On to Costa. Crows moving it well. He's got plenty of room. Bickley says go. On to McGregor. Ken McGregor, a famous name from South Australia. Great tennis player, of course. With Frank Sedgman in the 50s, they won the Grand Slam of doubles. His namesake. Oh, Burton tried for the screamer. Punched the front by Beaumont. Silvani a chance to pick it up. Shovels it out. Blues defence under pressure again. Bradley another disposal. He is everywhere. Murphy to half-back. Allen on his own. He's got 3 paddocks to move in. Allen kicks it up towards centre wing. It's a foot race. Koutafidis gets there. Spread eagles the ball. Kouta. 50 metres out. Can he bomb it long? He can, but he's missed to the right-hand side. He was going too fast for his own good and 1 behind.
When you look at the game we had last night at the MCG and the way this game has started, this is football at its best. Good, fast, tough one-on-one football.
Yes, Matthew Allen is causing a bit of trouble. The young Crows ruckman just not quite quickly enough to pick him up. The way he drops back and creates that loose man. Smart through the centre square as the siren sounds. Very entertaining first term. 4-6 the Carlton side, 3-3 the Crows. So it's 30 plays 21. It's a 9-point ball game.
Start of the second quarter at Optus Oval. Carlton leading by 9 points. Ratton a little give intended for Bradley. They still got it out of the centre though. Came from Sexton. Sexton's kicked a half forward. Jamison in the road onto Stevens. Stevens at right half back. Now Bickley has got it at right centre wing. Burton, who took an absolute hurler in the first quarter. He's got to get it to Jarman. So far Jarman hasn't bothered the statisticians at all. Punch away from Manton, and it may clear the line. It does for a rush behind. Graham Corns, Jarman. Well, how would you get him into the play?
we had a proposal on the scoreboard. She said yes, and I guess everyone's going to be happy, except Darren Jarman, who's got his hands full with Stephen Silvani. Playing body on body against Stephen Silvani is a recipe for failure for most forwards. They've probably got to give him a run on the ball, Kev, I'd say.
Yes, I think if you want to keep bombing it in and Silvani pushing and shoving with you, he'd be very happy with that. Here's Jarman, nearly took a fingertip, kicked off the ground or picked up, and it's been kicked by Vardy. So a quick reply.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you do it. Darren Jarman's in the contest. The kick in was well screened by Adelaide. It came back. Jarman got his hands to it. Just watch it here. Pushed
out by Burton a bit. Costa did
Costa.
well then, didn't he? This is a good attempt here by Jarman.
Well, he makes the contest, and the crumbs fall for Vardy. It's an easy goal, but, well, a good team goal because the screen worked and the contest was fierce at full forward.
Well, 2 goals to Peter Vardy. So the Crows edge that little bit closer. They just trail by 2 points. Allen in the ruck doing a lot of damage. Ratton. That's possession number 13. Had 11 in the first term. And inside 50, the Blues went 15 times to 11 and had 35 more possessions than the Crows. Lappin out wide. Ben Hart hard to beat. Risciuto, the crummer, back to Hart. They combine. They share the ball around. Risciuto from the half-back flank. Kicks long down towards the half-forward line. McGregor.
Oh, great mark.
How old is he?
18. 18 this year. I mean, he's just 18.
Well, he certainly looks the goods. Again, Jarman in front. The big fist away there was from Silvani. Murphy does it well. McKay has had a fantastic season. Ratton is killing the Crows. Camporelli from half-back now drills it and finds Lappin. He's on centre wing.
Getting a few touches too, KB, isn't he? Lappin. Herbert in front. Past the outstretched hands of Hamill. Manton ridden into the ground. James, a little give. Jamison. Now Vardy, who's already kicked 2 goals. Bickley goes past for him. Time to steady, goes the other way. McLeod got a hand to it. Benke missed it. McKay tries to give it to Rice, the 2 number 23s. Rice clear of McLeod. Sexton on his own. Benke stands the mark. Oh, Hart. Beautiful judgment. Shepherd by Bassett. Enables Smart to take it at left centre wing. Smart. Towering kick. Silvani hands to it. Vardy for his third. Mr. Centre.
Well, they are in love with this kick that goes around the body where they lay it across the boot and tried to bend it around. The simple drop punt would have done the job there for Peter Vardy. Footballers are so skillful, but sometimes you do get back to basics.
Peter, interchange hasn't changed. They're exactly the same as the first quarter.
Thanks, Coles.
Blues by a point. Burton from behind. Doesn't elect to fly. Hamill does in front. Bradley breaks wide. Risciuto just caught out of position. Gives away the free kick. Bradley.
He's not happy with the decision, but it looked there.
Well, 14 possessions of Craig Bradley. He was looking for Pearce. There's Goodwin.
Simon Goodwin, he's starting to close Brad Pearce down a bit now.
Pearce kicked a goal in that first quarter. Finds Benke, who's been pretty impressive, playing on Koutafidis. Unloads, kicks long back towards centre half forward. Backing back was Manton. They need a crummer. McKay reads it well. He's done a great job on McLeod so far. Tyson Edwards, a quick give to Burton. 45 metres out, bends it back. He's got it.
Great goal.
2
goals to Brett Burton. And that was a gem.
And just when we're talking about players bending the ball back around their body, he shows us just how to do it. Binky's playing well. Contest at centre half forward, comes out, and Andrew McKay's done well, but the desperation by the Crows. He had a good look at the goals. He elected to bend it. It was the perfect kick, however.
Pete Lyons, can you please contact reception urgently? Pete Lyons, please contact Social Club reception.
Adelaide back in front. 2 great goals by Brett Burton. A towering punt in the first quarter. And that one, a superb snap from a little bit closer in. Bickley may give them first use of it again. He does. Bickley's kick up towards McGregor. Punched to the front by Manton. This guy's been lively. Benke onto the left. Like the look of him. Silvani and Jarman. Silvani snares it. Koutafidis to Rice. Rice around Tyson Edwards.
Oh, great.
Benke again.
Well, some of the reps on Benke have always told us, Graham, that he's a bit slow.
Well, he's to the pace of the game he can, and I just think they've underestimated him a little bit because they're giving him too much room.
They are at the moment.
You won't see a better mark than that.
What a sensational grab.
Oh, Brett Burton.
I think we've just seen maybe the Cadbury mark of the year, Pete.
Oh, look at it again. Here he goes. He's up. He's back. He's horizontal.
That is magnificent.
Well, he's taken the best 2 marks on the ground today, one in the first quarter and one in the second.
Well, he's played every game. He's played every game this year, and I think he's got 15 nominations, hasn't he?
That's why you come to the football.
Let's hope he kicks it, because it'd be a great finish to a great passage of play.
Well, he got his first goal from a great grab. He's got his third from an even better one.
I think we've got to also remember, Graham, it takes a great deal of courage to jump as high as what he does at all shapes and angles to take a mark and keep your eyes on the ball.
Yes, but he's hooked on it. Here's the kick from Benke. It sits up there for him, and Brett Burton gets the knee to the shoulder, pushes himself off balance, but he's not letting go of that football. Landed flat on his back. He is exciting. He's not that tall. He's got a great leap. Great stuff.
3 goals to Brett Burton, and what a mark. They'll be talking about that for many years to come. It's the first time I've seen someone take a mark where their right foot is higher than their head. Incredible. Costa. They're inspired now, the Crows. Jarman playing in front. Running with the fly of the ball was Hickmont. Danger here for the Blues. Silvani does well. Shovels the ball out to Murphy. He's across half-back. Gets the run from Rice. A look away handball to Ratton, who's won a lot of the ball. Kicks wide. Sets it up to Manton. The Blues have done well. This passage of play. Wanting it short was Hickmont. Make that Beaumont. He's been very, very good. Been one of the Blues' better players. He's also kicked a couple of goals to the half-forward line. Whitnell might have got a trip. No free kick. Stevens will be happy to take it over the line for a toss back in. 30 plays 41.
Hey, Kevin, how's your memory? This Benke, he's not a tall player. He's playing centre-half forward. He reminds me of that ex-St Kilda great, Darryl Baldock.
He's got more hair.
Curls, that's a big wrap.
Yes, one of the all-time greats. Edge of the centre square. Murphy. Tyson Edwards across to Costa, who's been good. Here's Jarman in front. That long arm Silvani is so hard to beat. Koutafidis has had his hands full with Benke. Murphy under pressure. Back to Manton. The Crows are doing very well early in this second term. Murphy comes away from half-back. Whitnell's going to be the target. Stevens is there. That's a good mark.
Good grab under plenty of pressure from Stevens. The underground hand pass to Ratton. Carlton need a goal. Allen may give them the chance. Punch away by Bassett after Herbert had a couple of fingers on it as well. So a throw in about 30 metres from goal.
What I meant was the way he's moving around.
Exactly. Now the big difference in this quarter is the way the two teams are moving the ball. Carlton are going wide around the flanks. The Crows are going straight down the centre corridor.
Hamill provides a tackle. Ooh. Holding the ball. No, Ratton was certainly asking the question.
Well, you would have your heart in your mouth, though, wouldn't you? Carlton have plenty of the ball. I just think they're going via the Cape to use it.
Trailed by 11 points. Hamill was looking for a hand pass. Lappin gives him the target. That is a beautiful goal. Right over the goal umpire's hat. Never looked like deviating. So the Blues come a little bit closer, trailing by 5 points now.
Well, it's a good contest. It comes wide to young Lappin, and he's one of those players that are good to watch as well. Handball from Aaron Hamill. You saw the goals. He's very skillful. He's a great finisher, even though, as Peter said, there's not much of him.
Built like a yard of pump water, as we say.
Lappin kicks his first goal of the match. He's kicked 14 for the season. Blues trail by 5 points. 41 plays 36. Big thump away. Koutafidis did well. Got a fist of the ball. Herbert slaps the ball on. Bradley, he's got Smart to beat. Can't get around Bickley. Taken by Sexton to the half-forward line. Whitnell's out in front. Again, Stevens does well. Good defensive play. Bassett caught by Hamill. Loose ball.
Throw. Kevin, the change has been made on Benke. I see Manton's picking him up now, and Koutafidis is going to McGregor.
Well, that's a good feather in his cap because Koutafidis has been in good form. He's just signed a new 2-year contract, we're told, worth about $1 million in front. Pearce, so good on the lead out in front.
And that's the classic way to take the ball when you're on the fast lead. Hands in front of the face, take the ball in front of the eyes, and no chance at all Simon Goodwin here. You might just see it. The kick is good. Full stretch, and Simon Goodwin's right with him, but he cannot get the hand in there to spoil.
Well, Pearce kicked a goal from right on 50 in that first quarter. He's inside 50. He bangs it through.
Carlton back in front.
Carlton back in front. What a game of football. Just when Adelaide had all the momentum, just looked like they could run away with it. Carlton have steadied, and it was a very good lead. Great grab, and just as good a finish.
(6-6 to 6-5 at Optus Oval. Pearce has only had the 3 kicks from 3 marks, but he's kicked 2 goals, and that one putting the Blues back in front by the narrowest of margins. 42 plays 41 at Optus Oval. Can the Crows get a reply? Costa gives them the chance to do just that. Murphy caught underneath it. Hart with Rice. Hart on to Burton. Has taken probably mark of the year today.
Oh,
and Jarman finally takes a mark. I won't say point blank range because he's going to be in a pretty severe angle here.
He'll run around.
He doesn't have to run around.
Oh, gee.
Well, he'll certainly run around. He's not going to run straight.
Well, he would run around, but he can bend the ball beautifully.
He's got the ball bent.
Banana kick. Runs around, kicks. I would say he's got it. He has. First kick. First goal.
Well, he had to sit on Stephen Silvani, who just had to stand still and wait for it to come. It's good work by Benny Hart here. He's takes it, about to kick it, feints, releases the ball to Brett Burton. Now, I'm not sure whether Brett's going for a goal, but he kicks to Silvani, who's static, tries to feel the body, and Jarman takes the mark in front. Thought about playing on, was over the line, went back and kicked it anyway.
Well, we know how dangerous Darren Jarman is. Just the 1 goal to the last quarter last week, then he got 5 in the last term. For 6 for the game, he kicked 9 the week before. Here's Allen. He's a thorn in the side for the Crows to the half-forward flank. Beaumont stands his ground. It was thumped away. Recovers well. Hands and knees. Pinched by James. May have been leg. No free kick. Tried to just shovel the ball out. Taken by Whitnell. Didn't hit a target. McLeod's got it across half-back. Set his hands forward. McKay. Jamison. Back in form. Drills it. Finds Vardy. Between wing and half-forward. Pops it up in the air, back to Jamison.
He's done well, Rod Jamison.
50.
Yeah, Rod Jamison's, well, he had a tough first quarter with Simon Beaumont. He's closed him down a little bit at the start of this quarter. Involved in the running play, they got the ball to Peter Vardy, ran on, put himself at 50, and Peter Vardy found him. Now, Jamo can actually make the distance from here.
Well, Graham, big positional change here too. Hart gone forward, Edwards gone back.
Well, we just saw Ben Hart on the half-forward line set that one up before to Brett Burton. Well, Jamison headed the goal king for the Crows in their first year. This is going right to the line. Big pack of players. Did they get a hand on it? They did.
It's not that change of Edwards and Hart, obviously because Lappin has had a fair bit of the ball and Carlton's forward line curls.
He certainly has, and Carlton just made their first interchange. Beaumont off, surprisingly, and Massey on.
Yes, that is surprising.
No, he wants to. I think the coach wants to tell him about running with his man when he runs forward.
Camporelli, a little gift to Murphy, and Murphy drives long. The 2 number 8s, Bassett and Whitnell. Whitnell onto Sexton, needs to sit for him, it won't. Tyson Edwards down in defence, as Carl's mentioned. Sexton tries to barge his way through. Oh, Pearce gets another one from 2 metres out this time. Well, Pearce is third.
It's the classic case of nobody being able to pick the ball up and nobody being able to take it. It was bouncing around and a lot of people touched it. That's the kick from Whitnell, and Tyson Edwards almost wraps it up, can't quite grab it, and there's players after it, bobbling, wobbling, No one really grabs it, and it lands in Pearce's hands. He's dangerous.
Adam
He's
Siegel
dangerous.
of Caulfield, please go to gate 4. Adam Siegel of Caulfield, please go to gate 4.
Pearce has booted 3 goals. Brett Burton's also got 3 for the Adelaide Crows. Scores a level. Just under 11 minutes left in this second term. Ratton's been magnificent, and so has Bradley to the half-forward line. This time Edwards in front of Lappin. That was the move. Edwards to the half-back flank. Hart to the half-forward line. Curls just told us about that one. Tyson Edwards goes short. Finds Stevens. Got the job playing on Whitnell. From the point of the back edge of the centre square to centre half-forward. Manton, that's a great mark.
Going back. It's the hardest mark to take when you have to run back into the pack.
Murphy, there's a poor handball, puts him under some pressure. They might pay. Hart couldn't quite take it out. Murphy comes away from half-back. Been averaging 25 possessions a game. The kick's a poor one, goes to Risciuto. Edge of the centre square. Burton's getting back. Kick it high, he might take another screamer. He's booted 3. Took a mark before, similar to Gary Ablett over Gary Pert, only better because he hung onto it. Here comes Burton. He got blocked that time by Manton. That was clever play. Manton at the back of the pack. Sets it up to Ratton. Standing off the action, does it well. Kicks wide. Massey playing in front of Jamison.
Chris Massey, he's still a youngster.
He's come on to replace Beaumont.
Yep.
Murphy, casual, from centre wing, goes short and finds Pearce. He's booted 3, looking sharp and dangerous. Brad Pearce to centre half forward. Sexton stands his ground, knocked away by Stevens, taken away by Bickley. Caught in 2 minds, decides to belt the ball wide. Rice sits underneath it, does well, should get a free kick. Got caught high. Burton comes away, screaming for the ball on the half-forward line is Vardy. He's already booted it. Some goals, runs into the open goal. Vardy's going for goal number 3. He's hits the post. Crows in front by a point.
There's a lot of emotion in this stadium now. The crowd is going berserk, and Dean Rice is the reason. We're just going to watch it in replay. Benny Hart has taken him high, and
Thanks for coming.
how can the umpire miss that?
Just repeat, fellas, I can't quite understand some of the decisions that are not made and made today.
Good on you, Curls. Manton to Koutafidis. Well, I think we all saw that. Actually, he might have to go off with the blood rule, but he's staying on at the moment.
He wants to get somebody.
Sexton, yeah, keep your eye on that. Murphy on right centre wing. Tries to draw a man to him. Kicks it up well inside centre half forward. Pearce was the flyer, couldn't complete it. Edwards, Risciuto. Crows defending desperately here across half back. Camporelli might have given away a free kick. No, he hasn't. Was that a trip to Lappin?
He was legged.
He let it go. They put the whistles away. Burton, the high flyer. He's only 182 centimetres, but boy, can he get off the ground. It's Risciuto taking it from Tyson. The Crows a chance at half forward. Manton defending desperately. Away from Jarman. Hickbot past Bickley. Carlton with numbers. Camporelli and Massey. They could have raffled it. Murphy's got plenty of space. 2 bounces. Draws a man onto Allen. The big fellow gets it around to Pearce. Can he kick another one? Number 4. He can.
Well, sometimes you can be in the right spot at the right time and watch one of the great games of football. We're seeing one unfolding here. The game is moving up and down. The ball is moving so quickly. Players flashing in, flashing out. Murphy set up Allen there. He slipped. Good enough to get the handle to Pearce, and Pearce, he's a goal scorer. When he sees them there, there's nothing else he thinks of. It's his 4th goal before half-time. Tremendous game of football so far.
Brad Pearce had kicked 10 goals coming into this game. He's booted 4, 3 goals coming in this second term. This man is very dangerous, Allen. He's given the Blues first use of the ball. Crash, bang, Risciuto went in hard, flexed the muscles.
It's got everything.
They'll ball it up. Back edge of the centre square. Here's Risciuto, met very heavily by Hamill.
Good football. Both fellas fair. Both hit hard. Hit the ground. Both bounced up.
Blues by 5 points. Smart juggles it. Free kick. Goes to the Crows. Nigel Smart.
Kevin, it's good to see if free kicks are there, they must be paid.
We've got to pay free kicks. McLeod comes away from McKay. Drills it. Silvani's read it well in front. Can't take it a second grab. Tyson's on the ground. Was there a push out? I think there was. A free kick will go back to Silvani. Son of Serge wants 50. He'll go short to Manton. A transfer of play to Murphy, who does that very, very well. This is possession number 20 for Justin Murphy. To the half-forward flank, Costa takes a diving mark. Time clock ticking away. Under 7 minutes left now in this second quarter. It's been a great second quarter. Costa centres the ball. Burton was a high flyer. Rice was a crummer. Murphy again hands and knees. It's been magnificent. McLeod, a bit of magic. Waves the wand. Ratton goes to the ground. They'll pile on top. Ball up and a free kick.
He's caught a push in the back, but
Camporelli takes it. Oh, if they're there, they should be paid, as you said earlier, Kevin. I think it was there. Koutafidis, Jarman, Silvani had it and lost it. Tyson, good tackle. Still Tyson underneath him, pinned. How's he going to see this?
Can you recall a game where there's been so much pressure?
That's fantastic. I think you'll find now Binky's game will be a lot harder with Manton because he is a miner and a stopper, whereas Koutafidis tries to be a ball getter.
He runs off him, doesn't he? McGregor.
Looks like Beaumont Curls might be coming back on.
Yeah, I think you're right, Brian. He just had a message, I feel.
So ball up just outside 50. 7-7 to 8-6 in Carlton's favour.
Curls, who came off for James Tyson to come on?
Hart. Now, that's a strange one.
Really?
Hart was involved in that little to-do with Rice, wasn't he? Rashudo, lovely dummy. Costa from 45. That's not bad. It's going.
Oh.
It's there, I think. Or is it touched?
It's a goal.
It's a goal. Line ball, literally.
Well, Glenn Manton last week cleaned up the the goal umpire. And the goal umpire said, yes, it was touched. Just watch this. So, ball comes out from Rashudo to Kim Costa, and Kim Costa loves to kick a goal. He doesn't kick many. And Manton gets back. He's back. He's got his hand. Well, it is close. It's line ball. It's
very close. It's a goal, though.
Costa's had a big game, 15 possessions, just kicked a goal. The Crows back in front by a point. 8-7 plays, 8-6. Under the ball was Perry Ratton, winning so much of the ball. He's the leading player this year at getting the ball out of the centre square, and he's doing it again today. Chance for the Crows. McKay didn't get the bounce he wanted. Koutafidis feeds the ball back out. Rice goes short and finds Manton. He has been good this quarter. He has shut down Benke, gives it across to Sexton, goes wide and finds Beaumont back on the ground. Dangerous player being Beaumont. He kicked 2 goals in that first quarter. Was taken off. Here's Manton. Has come all the way down to the half-forward flank. A touch of the fumbles by Sexton. He's 65 metres out. Burton does well. Slaps the ball on. It was a dangerous slap on. Camporelli twisting and turning. Some fancy footwork. Gets the ball out wide. Whitnell gets support from Hamill. 35 metres out. Whitnell kicks a goal.
Well, persistence only here. Persistence only. Carlton looked to share the ball around. Sexton was under all sorts of trouble. It was a rough handball, but some good teamwork there.
It was a dangerous knock on by Burton. It was far too heavy, wasn't it?
I think he just had to get his hand to it. Didn't realise where it was going, and then some good shepherding. And Lance Whitnell, when he saw the goals in front of him, and he ran straight towards them, converted well. Still a reasonably difficult shot to convert. And Carlton take it out now to a 5-point lead. Tremendous game of football.
Just the 3 kicks to Whitnell and 3 hand passes, but he's got a goal. McLeod from Costa brushes the tackle from Camporelli, kicks inside 50, a bouncing ball. Jarman couldn't control it. Rice is there. Little give to Koutafidis. Funny old kick. Nelson around Burton. Allen, Rice. You don't stop him in a hurry. Bickley couldn't catch him. Kicks up the half forward. Whitnell again. Towering grab. A chance for a second.
And the difference when Carlton used the centre corridor rather than going wide, and the kick from Rice, it's still a reasonable kick. Whitnell at centre half forward, the true centre half forward position.
Carlton by less than a kick. That extends their lead. Whitnell gets his second for the quarter. What a game of footy, and still 3 minutes to go to half-time. A 6-goal quarter by the Blues, and the Crows have already kicked 5.
There's a lovely kick from Lance Whitnell, 53 metres out. He had to give it everything. It only just got there. But which team will crack? They're both applying as much pressure as they possibly can. Both teams get 1 or 2 goals up at different times. The other team has been able to pull them back. One team will have to crack sooner or later.
Well, the scores have changed 11 times. Leading scores this quarter just gives us an indication. It's been goal for goal. Some big games too. Ratton's had 22 possessions, Murphy 21, Bradley 16. Here's James, feigns the hand pass, gets around McKay. He's looking for Jarman, caught behind, got his hands on the Sharon, couldn't hang on. Hickmott does well. Here's Murphy, he's been an absolute star, killing him across half back. Belts the ball on to Bradley. 2 of the stars of the game. Bradley is waiting for Beaumont, who's running very hard to the half-forward line, to give him the option. Here's Pearce on screen as well. He's booted 4. This is unlike Bradley. He wants players to come down. He had an opportunity. He's waited too long. They've all been manned up on now. Bradley now caught in 2 minds. He's been told by the umpire to move the ball. Finds Sexton. So he conceded ground, goes wide to Allen, who does it so well. Wants to get back on the left boot. Kicks on his right foot to the square. Whitnell in front. They need a crummer. Oh, Camporelli nearly had it. Risciuto goes to the ground. Caught high. He'll take the free kick. 66 plays 55.
Kevin Hart back on for Bassett.
Well, Ben Hart is back into the fray. Here's Risciuto.
A couple of tough cookies there. They're not giving any quarter, either of them.
Dangerous kick. Been taken by Stevens.
I cannot remember enjoying a game of football as much as this for a long, long time, Kev. I know we see a lot of football, but this has had everything.
It's been a great contest, including some wonderful marks by Brett Burton. Chance for Sexton, keeps the ball alive, centres it back towards the half-forward flank. Risciuto and Camporelli having a big duel. Jamison back to Edwards, now playing on the half-back flank. Half smothered. Perry doing some interchange with a ruck work with Herbert. Up towards Tyson, off hands. Across the half-forward line, McGregor was caught. Did he have the ball? No. They've paid advantage. McLeod off and running. Wants to take him on. Backs himself in, goes short and finds Vardy. He's booted 2, plus he's hit the post.
Andrew McLeod, when he swoops on the ball, he just takes it so cleanly. Dad, just watch him. He's looking for his options, and you see Vardy with some space. And there's too much space for Hickmott to do anything about that.
What did you call McLeod the other day, Graham? You said he what?
He was the best footballer in the AFL at taking footballs below the waist level.
Okay.
That's sort of what I said.
Well, Vardy's going for his 3rd goal. Directly in front. He likes it. He's got it. 3 goals to Peter Vardy. 3 goals to Brett Burton. And for the Blues, Brad Pearce has booted 4, 2 to Whitnell and 2 to Beaumont.
And 5 points the difference.
David Parker with his problems, but just watch the movement here. The ball comes to ground. There's a free kick paid, actually. Andrew McLeod dashing away. But there's space there for Peter Vardy. The delivery is good. Peter Vardy's finishing is excellent.
Under a minute to go to half-time. And one of the best halves of football we've seen for the year. Plenty of movement, plenty of skills. Speaking of skills, McLeod, what can he do? It's a turnover nearly. Bickley still inside the square. Down to Jarman. Again, the fist of Silvani. We've seen that a lot today, haven't we? Jarman from Hickmott. Jarman just paddles it forward, tried to get it to Vardy, but the boundary line was too close, and so we see a throw in.
Actually, boys, with the dominance of Allen in the centre square, the Crows are doing very well to stay in this game.
I think Malcolm Blight made the point last week, though, Kels, that you can win the ruck, you can win the hit-outs, but as long as you can take the ball away, it doesn't really matter that much.
McGregor and Koutafidis. Tyson. Risciuto to Smart. Smart from a standing start. Kicks, that would have been invaluable, that one, but he's missed, I think. To the left-hand side he has. That would have put the Crows back in front had he kicked it. It wasn't to be.
It's a bit hard, Graham, if you do have a dominant ruckman. It sounds easy in theory to sort of just move it off him, but if he's dominating and putting it down to his right players, it's pretty difficult to sort of allow him to dominate and then break even.
Actually, the centre clearances will be interesting, actually.
Murphy.
That's a magnificent kick.
Towering kick. Sexton. Smart. Tries to knock it further forward. Picked up by Nelson, but the siren goes for half-time. What a quarter of football, what a half of football we've had. And you mentioned the lead changes there, Kev, and Carlton have emerged at half-time.
11 times, Pete.
By 4 points. Yes, they led by 9 points at quarter-time. There's Binky, who had a great half, particularly in the first quarter when he was very active until a big quarter of football coming up. Thanks, Coles.
And the Crows have made a change in the centre where Brent Ratton's had so much of the ball. Brent Ratton, 22 possessions. They've changed James off him and put Burton to run with him by the looks of it.
Herbert wins it to Bickley, intercepting as Murphy. Certainly one of Carlton's best in the first half. Lappin with the flight of the ball. Tyson Edwards has got it, gets dragged down by Lappin. Costa comes in for the assist, but the umpire has decided on a bounce.
And Matt Connell's gone to the half-forward flank for the Crows, having sat out the first half on the bench.
And Jarman still at full forward. Herbert and Allen. Herbert gets the front posse past Bradley. McKay is there. Tried to give it to his skipper. Massey taken out with Kim Costa. So out of bounds on centre wing.
Actually, Burton's still running with Murphy. I just can't pick up where Ratton is and who's picking him up now. McLeod's gone on to Brett Ratton.
That's an interesting one. Herbert tries to pick it up. Well tackled by Murphy. Camporelli down in the tackle as well. Everybody at half-time was talking about Brett Burton's marks and making comparisons. Certainly one of the stars and one of the features of the game today, that mark in the second quarter. If you missed it, tune into 7 Nightly News tonight around the country. You'll see it. It was an absolute gem. Umpires found a free kick, a high tackle. The recipient is going to be Herbert. He'll take it at right centre wing for Adelaide.
Well, they certainly do need to close down Ratton because apart from his 22 possessions, he's got the ball out of the centre square 5 times out of the 11 that Carlton has won the ball out of the centre. The Crows that first half also got it 10 times, but Ratton, who's the leading player in the competition and getting the ball out of the centre square, is doing it again. This is Ken McGregor, just 18 years of age, looks to really have a future. He's a good size. Done a couple of nice things today. He's 65 metres out. He kicks the ball. He's looking for Jarman, this time out in front of Silvani. Again gets the big fist of the ball. Puts it back over the line for a toss back in.
Peter still have got interchange here. For Carlton, Hickmott, Locke, Hume and Hogg. And for Adelaide, Bassett, James, Orman Allen and Pirrie.
Chance for the Crows. McGregor doing some of the ruck work. Allen's been very good for the Blues today. Loose ball taken by Rice with those quick hands. Finds Murphy. He's won a lot of the ball, and so has McKay, who did a great job playing on McLeod in the first half. Kicks wide, here's a chance. Big Herbert over the back. Puts the ball back over the line. 66 plays 62. The Blues by 4 points.
Well, Lucas Herbert probably could have taken the mark there, but he's playing safe. Got his big fist to it. He's only had the 1 possession. Allen's had 14 and taken 5 marks in the first half. So despite that, the Crows certainly within touch.
McGregor takes on Allen. A bit of aerial ping pong there. McKay finally. Boundary line might be too close. Intercepting is Jamison. Beautifully done. Jamison looking for Jarman. Nelson chops it off across the goal face. Vardy confronts him. Back to Silvani. Over Tyson. Now Locke. Or Nelson. Marking contest. Burton might have infringed there, holding the man. Carlton free kick. And Massey is going to take it. In fact, it's going to be Aaron Hamill. Started on the bench last week, Hamill against Hawthorn. Whitnell and Hart, that's out of bounds also on centre wing. No addition to the half-time score.
That's interesting. Ben Hart has actually gone to centre half back on Lance Whitnell.
Yeah, I think it's a good move there, Graham, because he does have a good spring to get the ball away from Whitnell.
Stevens has gone across onto Aaron Hamill.
Whitnell kicking 2 great second quarter goals for the Blues. Smart from right centre wing to half forward. Binky outmanoeuvred. Chance for Vardy. Inside 50, snaps, misses to the left-hand side. And that time he has kicked it behind, so his tally for the day so far is 3 goals, 3, and the difference back to 3 points.
James Tyson pleading with him. You say, why didn't you give it, Peter?
He's a half forward, aren't they, Kevin? They love to kick goals.
Blues by 3 points. They led by 9 points at quarter time, 4 points at half time. Rice in the back pocket, goes short.
Oh, nice.
Finds Allen.
That's a fine take, Kevin.
It was down low. It was foreign territory below the knees for Allen. Kicks the ball back. Beaumont. Been very dangerous as well. Kicked a couple of goals early in the game. Was also benched. Back to Bradley, the general. From the edge of the centre square, drills it. He was looking for Pearce, who's booted 4 goals. Lappin, quick hands, back to Camporelli. Might have been legged. Bounces up off the ground, kicks short. Great take by Murphy. A great interception by Costa. Burton goes to ground. He's been tackled by Pearce. It's a loose ball. Costa, being one of the Crows' better players in that first half, comes away, sets it up to the running Goodwin. Long raking left boot. Out in front was Vardy. Thought he had it and lost it. McKay, those clean hands. The old heads combine. Sexton back to Manton. Wants to set it up. It was nearly a look away handball. Back to Bradley. Picking up the ball at will now. Belts the ball back. It's a poor kick. Herbert takes his second mark for the match.
And still Carlton trying to overuse the ball.
Oh, terrible kick. Absolute terrible kick. Koutafidis. They may make them pay the ultimate price because Hamill's got it now and he's a thumping kick.
Have a look at Stevens going crook at Herbert, because this is Stevens' man.
Lucas Herbert just dropped his head curls. He walked back to the goals. He knew it wasn't a good kick. But you can't. Sorry. You can't do anything about it. You just have to get on with the next contest.
And hope that he misses. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Kick number 6 for Hamill. He's taken 3 marks. Well, he has missed, so the difference is back to 4 points, which is what it was at half-time. 2 behinds to Aaron Hamill for the afternoon. The Carlton bench.
We can see Locke there along with Hickmott. And also Barry Mitchell with the headphones on there for Carlton, the former great Swans rover and also Carlton player as well. There's Barry Mitchell there, and had a few games at Collingwood, and Matthew Hogg sitting beside him.
Hasn't been on yet. Rashuto to Jamison. Now picked up by Goodwin. Rice will punch from the back on centre wing. Gets it away from Tyson. And the boundary umpire will throw it in almost in front of our commentary position here at Optus Oval. 10-7 to 9-9. No goals scored so far in the third quarter. The Blues still by 4 points. Allen over the top. Rashuto's kick smothered. Smart. Beckley taken high by Bradley, one would have thought. Koutafidis, a little gift to Ratton off a step. Ratton kicks to right half forward. Whitnell and Hart, his new opponent. And Whitnell, clever there, he tried to tap it onto the feet of Hart to get out of bounds on the full, but it didn't work.
Yes, and Ben Hart's extra pace and mobility there evident, where he's able to get back and close up Lance Whitnell, where another opponent he might have been able to turn and run away from.
Fellas, McLeod on Ratton could be interesting.
Yes, could be a good duel, that. Ratton, 2 best and fairest here at Carlton. And of course, number 23 for Adelaide, 2 Norm Smith medals. Scott Camporelli kicked a goal early, had 9 kicks, 2 hand passes and 2 marks. In the Crows bench, the Crow that Curls has already given us. Bradley gets a fickle bounce. Stevens a chance to farm it out, which he does. Oh, Rashuto takes on Koutafidis and gets caught. So a free kick at centre wing.
Well, that was a great tackle there by Koutafidis. Rashuto backed himself in. Kouta did well. There's a good kick, finds Pearce. He booted 4 goals, 3 of those goals coming in the second quarter.
Well, the forward line parted for him. It was like parting the seas. You can't see it from there, but just watch there. There's a gap there. He ran right into it beautifully, and again, then Simon Goodwin to the ball. He had Allen wide. He said, no, I'll go for it myself. So now he does have to kick the goal.
Had 10 goals for the season coming to this game. He's going for his 5th goal. Looks like he's pushed it left. Long arms go up. Lappin claiming the mark.
Behind.
It's one behind. So the Blues 68 to 63. Jamison to bring the ball back into play. Leading goal kickers for Adelaide. Brett Burton's booted 3. Watch out for his mark later on tonight on Channel 7's news. Peter Vardy's also kicked 3. And for the Blues, 4 to Brad Pearce, 2 to Lance Whitnell, and 2 to Simon Beaumont. This is Simon Goodwin. Half-back flank. Loose player is Hart. He's got the job now playing on Whitnell. Comes away from the half-back flank. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. Murphy with a bit of pushing and shoving there. Here's Benke. He was very good in the first quarter. Manton shut him down in the second term. Benke had the honour of having Koutafidis taken off him. This won't suit Jarman. Playing in front was Connell. Caught high. Free kick to Nelson. Got him in a full Nelson as well.
He's gone back onto Peter Vardy and hit that ball really hard.
Manton can drop it in short. Allen does it well. Comes that loose player in defence and also in the attacking 50. He's having a big game. Whitnell was in that pack. McLeod has pounced on it. Comes away from centre wing. Can he set it up? Can we see a bit of magic? Connell has spent a lot of time on the interchange bench. Concedes ground. He's off. Camporelli, he's going to get 50.
50 metres.
Well, I thought he was off.
He was off.
I thought Camporelli had every right then to actually go over the mark.
But until the umpire calls play on, he can't do it.
Yes, but this is where the umpires are incompetent.
But he can see it. The umpire can see what's happened.
Everybody can see the player moves. Now watch him. He goes to move off the mark.
He's off.
Now the player reacts to that. The Carlton player reacts to it. The umpire doesn't.
He went to turn, didn't he, Graham? And then once he did that, the umpire, if he wasn't quickly enough to see it as what Camporelli was, well then he should allow it to go anyway.
It's very, very poor umpiring because the penalty is too savage. Oh, and rewarding Matt Connell, who really infringed.
This to put the Crows in front by a point. He's missed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're only 20 metres out. You still must kick right through the ball, which he didn't on that occasion.
Just trying to poke it through.
Yes. How often do we hear that said? He was kicked through the ball. Saw Vardy to Rice. Vardy stands the mark. Still 4 points the difference, which is what it was at half-time. Goals at a premium so far in the third. McKay favours the boundary line with a kick. Nearly a miraculous mark dragged in by Jamison. Couldn't quite control it. It's out of bounds. Shall we dance, boys?
Yeah, it came off Nigel Smart's foot, Peter, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Free kick to Ratton, therefore. He's going to bring it back again, I think. Umpire being a little bit pedantic. Corin Rowe. Mark McKenzie was the one who gave the 50-metre penalty. That'll be a mark. Koutafidis goes in short. That's too high. One would have thought. Hamill. Camporelli. Can he make amends? I think he can. That's a great kick. His second. Crows player down behind play.
Well, just watch why the courage of, looks like Brett Burton, is it? No, Ben Hart. The courage of Ben Hart to try and intercept this. And there's a clash of heads here. There's three players collide. Hamill tapping it out. He's played well, Aaron Hamill. And Scott Camporelli measures it beautifully and drills it through for the first goal.
A sick and sorry Ben Hart. That was a courageous attempt by Ben Hart. 11-8-74 plays 9-10-64. So Ben Hart here showed a lot of courage. He made the ground, and you see Stevens coming across as well. Cop one high. The Blues by 10 points. Free kick inside the centre square. It's going to the Crows. Big Herbert. Matthew Allen comes back on the mark. Nigel Smart breaks wide. Loose player. Connell wants it short. Does well, gets around McKay. Feigned the hand pass, then unloads a big bomb. Burton there, pushed out again by Murphy. They won't allow Burton now to go for the ball. Manton does well, gets it back to Sexton. It's a hurried kick back towards the half-forward line. Crash, bang, down goes Tyson Edwards. Lappin comes away with the ball. Bickley was desperate for the smother. It's a loose ball. McKay does well across half-back. Kicks down towards centre half-forward. Herbert this time should take the mark. Does well. Third mark for the game. Goes wide. Finds Connell. Trying to make up for that missed goal from 30 metres out. In front, Vardy. He's been a dangerous player. He's booted 3-3, including a post of Vardy caught by Bradley. They'll ball it up. No opportunity that time. It's a ball up.
And Hart, until a couple of moments back, was still in the hands of the trainers. He's on hands and knees on centre wing. He's still a little bit the worse for wear, Ben Hart. But he's staying on the ground. That's courage. And boy, do they need him at the moment. McGregor taps down. Rice, he looked as though he could have been taken high as well, but it will be a boundary throw-in. Difference is 10 points. Carlton leading 74-64.
David Parkin has obviously told Manton and anyone else who's standing next to Brett Burton, don't let him get a run at the ball.
Just stand in front
and
of him.
Each time it comes down, they get in his way.
They're actually shepherding off the ball. It'll be interesting to see whether the umpire will pay a free kick.
Ratton to Camporelli, onto Sexton. Sexton bombs it up to Whitnell on centre wing. Punch away by Hart. That's in the back.
Gee, there's a very strong Crows contingent in this crowd. Unusual when you come to Victoria to hear the Crows supporters almost outnumbering the Carlton supporters.
Well, there's thousands of them here. Jamison kicks to half forward. Silvani leads Jarman out. I'd like to see Jarman a little bit further up the field, get him into the play. Silvani at right half back. Jarman's kicked the one goal, but he's really been starved of opportunity. Just the one kick and one mark. And he's better than that. This guy was a star in the first quarter. Beaumont. Lappin. Bradley says go. Bickley comes at him. Bradley wants it. He's gone a little bit longer. That was great vision. The mark taken by Nelson.
Well, it was beautiful crumbing by Lappin. He stood in front of the pack. The ball came off hands. He was right where he should be. Darted away. He was trying to draw Bickley here, and Bickley wouldn't be drawn. So he looked to field. Saw Ben Nelson, who'd run strongly from the back pocket. That was Peter Vardy, his man on him. Has a chance to convert.
Here's a towering kick. And an accurate one. $16 points, and I think that's the biggest margin we've had today.
And the danger signs now for Adelaide are that Carlton are threatening to break the game open. They've done that a couple of times in the first half. Adelaide were always able to come back, and similarly Carlton could. But great crumbing by Lappin. Bounty's trying to draw Mark Bickley, who wouldn't be drawn. Then he saw the movement from Ben Nelson. Great running from Nelson, and a very good conversion.
Blues led by 4 points at half-time. They now lead by 16. Allen again in the ruck against young Herbert. Taken away by Koutafidis. Camporelli, what a dangerous player he's been. Here comes Pearce. Well, he's booted for.
They're playing him at full forward. One out with Simon Goodwin with plenty of room in front of him. And when you get delivery like that, Scott Camporelli, a beautiful exponent of delivering the ball further afield. And Simon Goodwin, again, not much chance. He was right on his hammer.
Pearce had a purple patch in that second quarter when he booted 3 goals. 45 metres out. He has drilled it. He's got 5.
Well, Brad Pearce, 8 kicks, 6 marks, and kicks 5 goals, 1. That's a good afternoon's work, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, no, Malcolm Blight has a problem there, I think. If Simon Goodwin's going to be exposed, 1 out. Beautiful delivery. There's just too much room in front of the full forward. If you give a full forward space and you put the ball in front of him, even Stephen Silvani at the other end isn't going to make too much difference there.
Jarman looks as though he's come up to centre half forward. Now he's just outside the square with Silvani as the bounce is taken. Carlton with the biggest lead of the day now at Optus Oval. Koutafidis and Smart, tackled by Murphy on McLeod. And there's Silvani. As I said, he was just standing off the square. Punch to the front by Hart. Good tackle, Lappin. He's not going to be rewarded. It will be a ball up.
Peters going back to that Jarman move. He'll have to work hard there because Silvani, as we all know, is a tremendous worker.
And it looks like Ken McGregor has gone to full forward, which is a big ask for the 18-year-old.
Well, they need to get Jarman, as I said, into the play. It has to be Einstein to work that out. Beaumont, smother. Sees a loose ball taken by Murphy. Now Koutafidis thought about getting onto the left, gives it back to Massey. Massey into the pocket. Pearce in front nearly. Pinched by Whitnell. Onto the left, it rolls, and it rolls through for a behind in front of Herbert.
Well, did he take it off his own man? Could Pearce have completed the mark there?
I don't think he took any chances. 13-9 to 9-10, 87 to 64, 23 points, so effectively 4 goals. Jamison to kick in, under 8 minutes left in the term.
Carlton have found something a little bit extra in the first half of this third quarter.
13-9 plays 9-10. Jamison goes wide. McKay off hands, but the mark has been paid.
Well, I think the umpire anticipated. He didn't really hold it long enough.
It's been so good across half-back. 3 Carlton players can raffle it. Bingo, lucky 29. Beaumont.
Justin Murphy would have had the better leg.
Whitnell on a long lead. Chipping in. Read it well was Jamison.
Orman Allen on to Pearce.
Yeah, kicks wide, looking for Stevens. He'll have to be good. He's got 2 to beat. Danger here for the Crows. Manton goes short. Lappin.
Tyson Edwards was looking for him. It's his man. He turned back, tried to find out where he was.
And where the ball was.
And while he was doing that, Lappin was looking at the ball.
Well, booted a goal in the second quarter. Matthew Lappin.
Spider Lappin, they used to call him that in the Teal Cup. He's always had skill.
He's played every game for the Blues this year except one since coming across from the Saints. He's going to bend this back. He has nailed it. 2 goals to Matthew Lappin, and all of a sudden the Blues have come out in this third quarter and they have booted 4 quick goals.
And you were wondering which team was going to crack. There was so much pressure and the intensity was so high in the first half. One team did have to magnificent finish from Lappin, and great testament to the young man. There's not much of him, but he's holding his own in this pretty tough field of AFL footy.
4-3-2 behind this quarter, kicked by Carlton. The difference was 4 points at the main change. The Blues have blown the game wide open, and there's still plenty of the third quarter still to go. They get it out of the centre once more, tackled by Costa. Now he goes in to pick it up, nearly legged. Bickley off a step, kicks towards half forward. Rice, a little bit of a nudge there. Tyson's got it, the advantage was paid. Bradley's got him, holding the footy. Things not going right for Adelaide at the moment. Rice at left centre wing, a real tough nut if ever there was one. Whitnell nearly Hamilton Stevens. Stevens stops it. Can he stop Whitnell? Over the top. Is it a free kick? Umpire says, keep playing, boys. I'm umpiring. It'll be a ball up. Massey was the one asking the question.
Well, he's got rid of it. He's dragged down. The release was pretty good.
So a ball up, and about 25 players around this ball. Allen, McLeod. McLeod kicks around the boundary line. Murphy! Oh, good mark!
Well,
squares it. Beaumont confronted by Jamison, who's got him. That's holding the footy. Not according to the umpire. Good tackle again by Lappin. Burton goes in solidly. Tries to nail his opponent to the turf. It'll be a bounce.
Kevin, I think Carlton have certainly lifted the bar a bit about as far as their intensity is concerned.
Well, they've booted 4 quick goals. Curls, they led by 4 points and they've gone bang, 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 bang. 16 points, then 22, 23, 29. So they've really thrown out the challenge now. We'll just see what's in the Crows' tank. Camporelli has been so good today. The Blues, this midfield group of players. I thought Whitnell had that long enough, taken away by Smart, pumps the ball back. Here's Manton from behind, over the top of Benke. Silvani has had the better of Jarman. Benke this time does well. Didn't quite hit his target. Tyson has been on the bench for most of the game. Bang! Crash. Went down from Nelson. Shown plenty of promise today. Under pressure. Jarman tries to feed the ball out. Here's Burton. He may have been legged. Over the top. Maybe there's a free kick to Silvani. Still no whistle. Coming away is Bradley. Caught. He's been gang tackled. Here's Varney. Caught by Murphy. Magnificent stuff at Optus Oval. Nelson does well. Gets it back to Camporelli. Toe pokes at the Kuna Feedies. Backs himself. McKay. Long-ranging handball. Finds Rice. Head to the centre square. Bangs it long. Here's a chance. Pearce in front. Massey. Couldn't take it. Loose ball. Costa across half back. Bangs it wide. Space is on the Crows' side. He's hoping for the line. He's got it. Great passage of play. Bradley's down in front of us here. So's Camporelli. Both players hurt in that physical exchange. Magnificent stuff here at Optus Oval. 93 plays 64.
Yeah, Camporelli copped a late one, and Bradley, in the thick of things, was confronted rather heavily as well. Allen and Herbert, they've been at it all day. The Blues ruckman has had the better of the duel, certainly the more experienced of the pair. We may be able to see Bradley's bump just a little while back. Here it is here.
Well, he tries to take them on. He's tackled and, well...
And Camporelli, just after that, got a decent old shirt front.
Might be worth seeing that again, I reckon.
Massey, he was taken high there by Smart. That will be seen by the umpire, or was seen.
And feelings just a little bit high here. Watch Bradley again there. Just watch as he goes to ground. Yeah, well, he didn't quite see it.
Allen's kick in the meantime to half forward has been marked by Whitnell.
Peter, that was a magnificent kick by a big ruckman to the leading at Whitnall.
Superb, wasn't it? And Whitnall, a chance to convert. He's kicked 2 goals too. Both of his goals came in the second quarter. It's close, or maybe touched on the line by Stevens. Yes, it was. So 2 goals 3 to Lance Whitnall. 14-10 to 9-10, so the difference is an even 5 goals now here at Optus Oval.
Risciuto, 94, plays 64. He's had a duel today with Camporelli. He's had it 18 times, Mark Risciuto, and he's taken 4 marks. Connell comes away from the half-back flank. Here's Allen. He's read it so well today. Some inexperienced ruckman against him, and Allen, arguably the best big man in the competition. Again, Murphy. He's won so much of the ball. Pumps it long. Whitnall looks dangerous. Free kick. Connell came in.
It was good play by Brad Pearce. Pearce was in the goal square. Murphy looked up and saw him. They would normally be looking to the full forward. Pearce pointed to Whitnall, who's in the pocket, as you can see. And
he set it up.
Murphy was able to change stride, saw Whitnall, and whilst Whitnall didn't hold the mark, at least he's won the free kick.
Well, it's been a great turnaround by Lance Whitnall. Early in the year, he really did struggle, and then Carlton sent him to Queensland to a health farm, came back rejuvenated, and since then he's starting to find his best form. Just a young man, and his kicks a goal. 3 goals to Lance Whitnall.
Well, there's no doubt that Carlton have found something at half-time. They realised they had a tussle on their hands. Crows have made a few changes at half-time. Just watch Murphy here. He looked for Pearce. Pearce pointed to Whitnall, and you saw Murphy's eyes go out to the left. The kick, a good enough kick to find him, and Benny Hart not able to stop it without giving away the free kick.
Three goals to Lance Whitnall, 5-4 to 2 behind this quarter. The Blues now well on top in this match. Herbert wins it. Ratton to Bradley though, onto Murphy. Manton, clear of Jarman. There's that another move there. Silvani, Manton, boy do they share it around. McKay past Connell. And Manton again marking in front of his teammate Massey. He'll go back to Silvani. You think it was late in the last quarter and they led by a goal. Silvani goes to midfield on his own. Allen confronted by Tyson. A little gift to Rice. So about 15 possessions and they get it to half forward. Smart and Koutafidis. Tyson Edwards and Lappin. They both go at it ferociously. Koutafidis one-handed. Camporelli. Benke's got him. Held it a fair while. Ratton. Dual best and fairest for Carlton. Allen. Funny old kick off the left. Whitnall gives chase with Hart. Hart takes him and the ball out of bounds.
Well, Carlton are using a lot of the ball and a lot of the ground to get towards goals. They're ahead on the scoreboard and they're dominating this third quarter, but I think David Parker would want to see a lot more efficiency with their disposal.
Whitnall and Herbert. Gee, there was a decent old nudge.
Graham, I don't know, I lost count, but I think Carlton must have used about at least 12 movements of the football to get across the ground to this point.
Well, at least they've got the ball, and I think some frustration there from Lucas Herbert. Whitnall taking front position, which he has to do against a ruckman, and won the free kick. He's got 4 goals already.
He's missed that one.
Well, it actually looked all right off the boot, but
it did.
Just slid across the front of the goals.
And behind, so he kicked a goal previously with a free kick, but he couldn't get one that time. Jamison prepares to kick in. The Crows still just 2 behind for the quarter.
And the Blues are booted 5-5. Ben Hart picks out McLeod, playing in front of Ratton. McLeod from centre wing. Finds Risciuto. He was off and running. Whitnall nearly intercepted. Chance for Smart, and he was very smart. Did it well. Then gives it back to Connell. They share the ball around on the half-forward line. Looks a pretty crowded forward line for mine. The Crows. This has been marked by Tyson. The Crows goalless in this third term. To the square. Burton! Binky. Now, was the siren gone, or was it a goal?
You can't.
Now, I'll tell you what.
He's paid a free kick. He's paid a free kick against...
Do you reckon it's a free kick?
He's paid the free kick for a push. And
against Burton?
I think it's against Burton. We'll watch it here.
No, free kick to Manton.
Yeah, against Binky, I think.
Okay, because that was right. The crowd, of course, the Adelaide supporters are very upset because they think it's a goal. But Graham Corns has just explained that even though it was a goal right on the siren, a free kick was going to be paid to Manton, and therefore no score. So it's a goalless third term for the Adelaide Crows after going goal to goal with Carlton in that first half. 15-11, 101. The Crows 9-10, 64. So the Blues booted 5 goals, 5 in that quarter to 2 behinds. Magnificent performance by the Blues. So Malcolm Blight comes out, scratches the top of the head. Can he create a bit of magic, Graham Corns?
I don't think he can. Even Malcolm Blight, he's tried everything this week to get them up for this game, and that was evident with their intensity and their performance in the first half. But I just don't believe they've got the personnel to go on with it. And maybe he senses the season now is slipping away. I don't think they can turn this momentum around. They'll try and find something, though. Make no mistake about that.
37 points is the margin. That's quite a deficit. The last quarter still to come. Stay with us. Back at Optus Oval shortly. Curls. Blues by 37 points. Crows season, you would think, on the line here. Can they stand up to be counted? Good tackle by Camporelli on Rashuto. Good bump by McLeod. Stevens knocks it in the Smart direction. Smart back to Costa. Certainly one of Adelaide's best. The kick up and under. Nelson gets to it first in front of Vardy to take the mark. Powers it back to Beaumont. Gee, there was a little bit of pushing there. Beaumont's got the footy, but not for very long. Jamison will take the free kick. That left half back. Former leading goal kicker for Adelaide. Going back a few seasons now. Benke had a great first quarter. When Manton was moved on to him, though, it quietened him down considerably. There's Manton down there now. At the back is Silvani. Gives it to Manton. Cool heads prevail in the crisis. Manton nearly caught by Vardy. Good tackle. Jarman for his second goal and gets it. Just what the Crows ordered early in the last quarter. If they're to have any chance, that man on screen has got to fire. Well,
he's always in the game, regardless of how many kicks he's had. And maybe the unusual tactics of Malcolm Blight at three-quarter time have worked. We see a big fly there, and Stephen Silvani under all sorts of pressure. Good tackle here on Matt. They just cannot break clear. Loose ball comes out to Darren Jam. Brett Burton in the action again. They've given themselves a chance.
Two goals to Darren Jarman. One plays 70. Three-quarter time, the Blues had 102 more possessions than the Crows. Just gives you an idea of that dominance in that third term when they kicked 5-5 to 2 behinds. Murphy has been absolutely magnificent today for the Blues. Kicks back inside 50. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. Hamill does well. Some fancy footwork. Bang! McLeod, the tackler on Camporelli. Loose ball. It may have worked that power wow at three-quarter time. McLeod on the run. Drills it. Maybe a push out there. McGregor, here's a chance for Benke. Needs a kind bounce. It's a wild handball. Vardy can't keep the ball alive. Squeezes it over the line.
Kevin, just to clear up a little confusion before the three-quarter time siren, the umpire's trainer just told me the umpire's whistle snapped and he couldn't blow the whistle to pay the free kick.
And there was a free kick to Manton, and Adelaide supporters thought it was a goal right on the siren.
That's correct.
When in fact it was a free kick to Manton against Burton. Okay, thanks, Curls. Chance for Vardy, taken to ground. Ratton. He's had a huge game today for the Blues. Tyson spent a lot of time on the bench. He's outside of 50, trying to set it up. It's a wild handball. Silvani with strength breaks the tackle, comes loose. Chance for Vardy, runs into the open goal. This will be a team lift up. He's got it. Wow, they won't go away, Graham.
They won't go away, and I made the statement before the game that if they can beat Carlton here today, it'll be one of their great performances. And whilst they were blown away in the third quarter, they've answered with the first 2 goals of this last quarter. And is there an unlikely chance that Adelaide, as undermanned as they are, as outplayed as they've been, could possibly get up and win this game?
The man on the screen is their leading goal kicker today. 4 goals, 3 to Peter Vardy. Burton has 3. Bounce in the centre. The Crows with the first 2 goals of the final quarter. Can they maintain their momentum? Bickley from right centre wing. Kicks it well inside 50. They need a mark. They're not going to get one. Nelson has got it.
He's been very solid.
Silvani in front of goals. Out to Bradley. A bit of experience there. Bradley will try to slow it down. 16-6 his stats today in his 301st game. Silvani's been good on Jarman. Jarman kicked just 1 goal, I think, while he was playing on him. He's kicked 2 now.
It's a free kick to Lappin against Kim Costa.
Lappin at left centre wing. Will he give it to McKay? Yes, he will. McKay goes long. Herbert up high, couldn't complete it. Pearce, always dangerous, bends it back, but not enough. He's kicked it behind, and that's a rarity today. So 5 goals, 2 to Brad Pearce.
Peter interchange for Carlton. Hickmont, Locke, Hulme and Hogg. Adelaide, Bast, James, Connell, Perry.
Carlton looks so much better when they move the ball down the centre corridor quickly than when they try and go so wide. They're just giving the Crows every opportunity to win the ball back.
Ben Hart brings it in, and Trent Orman-Allen gets his first possession of the day, marking in the back pocket.
He's actually gone back to full back on Brad Pearce and appears to have quietened the dangerous Pearce down.
So Allen, Orman-Allen kicks the ball wide. Matthew Allen was the high flyer. McLeod lifting his rating now, does well. Drew the opponent, didn't quite hit the mark. Stevens got the kind bounce he wanted to the half-forward line. Here's Burton, the jumping jack's got it. He took an absolutely magnificent mark in the second quarter. One of the marks of the year. Certainly would be a contender for the Cadbury mark of the year. No doubt about that. Here's Manton. He's done well since he's been moved on to Benke. Forced back over the line. Boundary throw in. 102 plays 76. The Blues by 26 points. Are led by 37 points at 3/4 time. Goalless in that third term were the Crows, but they've bounced out early in this final quarter. Kicked 2 goals. 1 to Vardy and 1 to Jarman. Chance for the Crows. 35 metres out from goals. All tied up by McGregor and a ball up.
Perry's just come back on the...
Sorry, change for the Crows, Peter, sorry. Perry on, Herbert off.
I was just going to ask you that. McGregor taps down. Silvani. Bounce. Favours Massey. He runs out of room. And we'll see a throw in about 60 metres from goal.
Peter, a bit of body language here from the Carlton. They just seem to have tensed up a little bit.
Well, the Crows are still in it. Too early to write them off yet. Nearly 16 minutes of play remaining in the match. So every chance if they're good enough. Perry there, you can see on left of screen, number 22. Smart over the top. Doesn't get an effective tap. Costa, intended for Smart. Ratton, the 2 number 7s do battle. Ratton from McLeod. Massey.
It's a free kick.
There is a whistle.
Coming back to Ratton.
Yeah.
He's always at the coalface, Brett Ratton.
And Ratton and McLeod are opposed to each other. It's been a tremendous contest since half-time.
9 and 20 for Ratton. Allen. Hand pass for Massey. Oh, crunch to Carlton mark. Might have been a free kick downfield anyway. Koutafidis. Too strong. Beaumont has got it 35 metres out directly in front.
Just have a look at this clash. It appeared to me that Chris Massey was taken a little bit late. Well, probably slipped into it. So good umpiring. Koutafidis took the mark. And Beaumont, who had such a good first quarter, had run strongly off the wing. He's playing half forward, but he'd run from the wing and got him behind Rod Jamieson. And the kick from Koutafidis found him. He took a strong mark.
Beaumont for his third from about 40 metres. It looks pretty good from here. He likes it.
And just when the Crows were starting to look dangerous, just when they started to threaten Carlton, Beaumont has been very good. Here's Chris Massey again. We see slides into it, and well, good umpiring, I'd suggest. Koutafidis took the mark, but he's looked around. He's seen Beaumont running into space, and Beaumont's been able to get behind Ron Jamieson. Fights for front position, good strong hands, and 3 goals from his half-forward line is a good return.
Blues by 32 points. 3 goals to Simon Beaumont, 5 goals to Brad Pearce, and 3 goals also to Whitnell. And for the Crows, Vardy's booted 4, Brett Burton's got 3, and Darren Jarman 2. So we've lost the ball here, have we?
Oh, yes, you would hear it, wouldn't you? Did it go into the Crows area up there? Oh, no, there it is. It's come back.
So the ball has been returned. It's in good hands.
You would have pinched a few when you were young, Kev, wouldn't you, over the back there?
He's still in his bedroom.
Well, the Crows need the next goal. They started well in this final term. Interesting, Malcolm Blight at three-quarter time put all of his players in a circle to face one another as he walked around the outside, speaking to them, asking the players to eyeball each other to bring something out in this last quarter. Punched away by Trent Orman-Allen. Slapped on. Chance there for Whitnell. Quick hands. Hamill trying to crash his way through Camporelli, the danger man. Whitnell will tap the ball on. Spiked it back. Couldn't come off. Here's McLeod, weaves his way out of trouble. Again, slapped on that time by Smart. Here's Bickley, overruns the ball. Koutafidis, 65 metres out to the square. Touched on the line by Kim Costa.
Oh, that's good football all round.
Gee, boys, that Ratton's played some sort of game for Carlton. Once he gets his nose over the ball, he's like a bloodhound.
Well, he's had 30 possessions. He's had 10 kicks and 20 handballs. They've had some good players today. Bradley's also had it 24 times. And Murphy has had it 30 times. So they've won a lot of the ball, the Blues midfield players, as Jamison brings the ball back.
33 points the margin, KB. They need the next 3 goals, you would think, to maintain some sort of momentum if they're going to get up and pinch this match. Murphy from behind, Perry in front, Beaumont, Ratton, possession number 31 onto Koutafidis. Around McLeod, Whitnell gets there a bit hard, lobs it up in front of goal. They need a mark. Hamill is there, punched away by Orman-Allen. Perry's got it, Lappin's got him. It's out of bounds. It'll be thrown in the forward pocket, 10 metres from the behind post.
You just see some example there of the athleticism of Trent Orman-Allen. He's got a tremendous standing leap, and that's why he's back on Brad Pearce.
Perry and Whitnell. Whitnell to the back, finds Massey. Lappin actually pinched it off him. Massey again, goes once more. Camporelli, got a couple of good bumps today. Ratton, little flip up to Bradley. Bradley under Camporelli, great football. Perry will stand the mark. Camporelli will shoot from about 40 metres.
Yes, they've settled Carlton. They're actually starting to play a little bit with the ball. And Bradley looks up, just a little chip across to Camporelli, ran forward into the space. Clever football from someone playing his 301st game. Scott Camporelli, he's got 2 goals for the game, knows where they are, knows how to kick them.
The goal here, I'd reckon, would just about make it safe for Carlton. Might be a bit early to say that, but it's a pretty big lead. 33 points now. Goal umpire hasn't moved. 4 points. Camporelli gets his 3rd, and Carlton get closer to getting the 4 points.
Crows challenged at the start of this last quarter, but they've brought the best out of Carlton. Tremendous knock by Whitnell. Chris Massey not quite clean enough with it. Great smother by Bickley, but Bradley waiting out the back, who's Bickley's man, incidentally. And Camporelli just ran forward, received the ball. I guess more importantly, kicked the goal.
Blues by 39 points. 5 multiple goal kickers today. Allen has been so good in the ruck. Koutafidis has found some good form. Here's Bradley, the running machine. On the half-forward line, again sets it up. Lappin's got it. He's off and running. 45 metres out. Beaumont with the flight of the ball. Thumped back over the line by Jamison. He's good at 3 goals today, Simon Beaumont. 2 in the first quarter and 1 in this final term.
They're playing inspired football now, Carlton, and Bradley has just found another gear. Mark Bickley's run with him all day, but Bradley's looking for something extra now.
Whitnell with strength, down to Lappin. This could bounce through. Oh, it has. Incredible. What a goal. Matthew Lappin, the rubber man, has just produced a fantastic goal. And there's Captain Marvel. He likes it.
We just watch this. Lappin pounces onto it.
It's the well, the banana ball. So if it's spinning to the right, as soon as it hits the ground, it'll start bending back to the left. That's exactly what it did. He's played a tremendous game.
Ten kicks for Lappin, and a miraculous goal to cap off his work. 18-13 to 11-10. When you're hot, you're hot, and the Blues are certainly hot now. Costa's kick, not too far in distance. Knock on to McLeod. Allen won't catch him. McLeod. McKay in front. Burton was at the back. Gets flipped over.
Well, it's a free kick to McKay. I just can't quite see what it was for.
Here's a free kick to McKay. I'll go along with that. I can't see either. Rice. Intended for Kudafiti. He's a bit wide of the mark. Stevens has got it. Onto the left. Or Carlton. Too easy for Silvani. Marking in front of Jarman.
It's been very hard for Darren Jarman today. Stephen Silvani has produced one of his really good games to counter him.
Ratton to Hamill. Beaumont and Jamison. It's still in play.
Ooh.
Then holding the footy.
Free kick.
Pierce off the lock, boys.
Let's look at this again. Over the footy, yes.
Oh,
Jamison gets the free.
But don't you have to take possession?
If you're over it, you're in possession, aren't you?
Oh,
Lucas Herbert.
Very tough.
Stevens wrapped up by Hamill. That also is holding the footy.
Yeah, I think that's the even upper.
Hamill goes short. He's got Kudafiti's. Hart missed what he should have taken. Bradley may make them pay. Lappin. Whitnell past Hart. Bangs it at goal. And registers only one flag. So Whitnell has kicked 3 goals, 5. And Rice takes a rest. It's 18-14 to 11-10.
Jamison to bring the ball back into play. The Blues have answered the challenge by the Crows, who bounced out of the blocks in this final quarter and booted the first 2 goals of the term. But Carlton, an improving side. McLeod has got it at centre-half back. Gives it to the running Tyson Edwards. Can set it up to Goodwin inside the centre square. Then bangs the ball long. McGregor.
Yeah, it was a good lead. Unfortunately, his opponent, Michael Sexton, slipped as the ball was in the air. But nevertheless, it was a magnificent delivery of the ball.
Graham Ratton off for Hume.
Okay, just giving him a rest. He's played by Simon Goodwin. Tremendous kick. And Kenny McGregor, he's been very impressive in his first couple of games. And by the way, Ken McGregor, the tennis player, Peter, was also a very, very good footballer in Adelaide.
Yes, that's right.
McGregor from 40 metres out. Has kicked a goal.
But there's no relation, as I understand.
No relation, but...
Well, this boy's just 18 years of age, and that's his first goal today. Ratton's off, obviously, with leather poisoning, and Hume has come on. He's been a magnificent player today, Brett Ratton. So they're playing for a bit of pride now, the Crows. Just under 9.5 minutes left. 18-14 to 12-10.
You wouldn't want to make these changes too early, would you?
McGregor gets his first goal. We're about at the halfway mark of the final quarter. 40 points is the margin. Ratton off the ground for a rest. Well, that let the Crows back in. Whitnell. Smart punches it up. On the end of it is Jamison. He'll give it back to Smart. He may give it to McLeod. Thought about it. Goes a little bit longer. Looks for McGregor. Punch away by Nelson. Hogg onto the ground for the first time today. Gives it to Murphy. Around Goodwin. Murphy's been great. Oh, Smart! Wow, that was too high. Thought about giving it to Stevens and does. Stevens just left of the square. Oh, nearly took the mark, McGregor. Tackled by Lockett was.
Surely you have to have some opportunity to get rid of it. He's played holding the ball against McGregor.
There's the tackle from Locke, also just onto the ground. They've made quite a few changes, the Blues. Allen, he's been great all day, and so has Murphy. We've spoken at length too about Beaumont. Gives it back to Murphy. 4 good quarters of football onto Whitnell. Hart confronts him. That's out of bounds, and that will be thrown in.
Well, Murphy's had it 34 times today and has taken 7 marks as well. He's been a magnificent player. Lance Whitnell on screen, back to his very best today. He's booted 3 goals, 5. Their leading goal kicker is Brad Pearce, who's off the field. Booted 3 goals in that purple patch in that second term when the game was up for grabs. McLeod beaten early, starting to win a few possessions late in the game. Down towards the half-forward line, Jarman. He's got 2 goals today. He's had a tough day at the office on Stephen Silvani. Goes short, finds Vardy, who's booted 4, 4-3. He's also got a poster just outside of 50.
Kevin, there's not too many genuine half-forward flankers in the comp today, but this boy is one of them.
Yes, he's a true half-forward flanker, no doubt about that, Curls. He's been very handy today and dangerous. He's going for his 5th goal. And maybe just a little bit of hope for the Crows. A long way off the pace. Vardy goes for distance. The roar tells the story. He's pushed it wide, very wide. It's out on the full. A trail by 40 points. Hogger spent most of the day on the interchange bench. In the news last week for his tagging on Shane Crawford. Here's Cooter. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Does well at ground level to Hamill. They've had plenty of workers today. Tyson was the tackler, trying to weave his way out of trouble. Kicked off the ground was Bickley. Back to Vardy. Clean hands. Back to Tyson. 35 metres out. Again, the roar tells the story. Out of bounds on the full.
Well, the Carlton crowd are loving this. There was a lot of tension in the first half, and neither team could break away. It was a tremendous contest. Carlton blew the game open in the 3rd quarter, but now they can sense that the game is there to be won, and they are really giving the Crows every cheerio that they possibly can.
Don't we love it, Graham?
Oh, yeah. Love coming here.
Is Curl still with us?
He's safe. He's disappeared in a bunker somewhere.
Is that a bus back home, someone just said?
I'm remaining silent.
All pretty untidy out there. I don't think there was a clean position amongst a dozen attempts almost. Smart. He's been a real trier today with 11 and 8.
You've got to say, though, the Carlton have been by far the better team. Too skillful on the day.
After half-time especially, Curls. It was anybody's game then. It was up there to be won. Tackled by Stevens, ineffective. Herbert couldn't get out of the danger zone. Number 27 there is Hume. Also getting a taste of the action for the first time today. Came into the side to replace Fraser Brown, who was unable to take his place through injury. So a bounce on the outer side. Herbert with a backhander. Kudafidi is getting also plenty of it in the final quarter. It's all pretty untidy stuff. Maybe Lappin. Oh, great skills, can show us what to do. He can. From the boundary line, looks for Whitnell. Hard punches. Bradley's got a panic to move in game number 301. Great vision. He centres it. Looks for Beaumont. Around Ormond Allen, onto the left, should kick it. He's missed it. One behind, he can't believe it.
Ben Nelson just couldn't quite run hard enough to get into his vision. He ran hard, but Beaumont just couldn't quite catch him out of the corner of his eye. Made plenty of ground. Nelson looks to be an improving player. Young man from Sturt. Here's Risciuto.
Well, he's prepared to run from defence, Kevin, and that's what coaches love to see, attacking defenders. He's been on Peter Vardy for the last 3 quarters, which has been a hard job for him, but he still ran forward.
McKay in front of the pack. Magnificent. Silvani has taken the points today over Darren Jarman. Loose ball. Massey rockets the ball wide. Unselfish play. Camporelli, the finisher. He's got it.
Number 4.
Well, mark it down to Stephen Silvani. Malcolm Blight has had to move Darren Jarman out across to the half-forward line, but look at this attack on the ball. Everyone else is jostling for it. His judgment was so good, he forced himself to the front of the pack. The kick wasn't great, but found Chris Massey, and that was a long, looping left-hand handball. Tremendous skill to the 19-year-old and Scott Camporelli into the open goal.
Stephen Silvani, I guess, setting it up. Good grab from midfield, and they're starting to sing here at Carlton. Smart. Kicks to half forward, or Jarman fumbles unaccountably. Knocked up by another South Australian in Bradley. Murphy. He too fumbles. Lets Rashuto in. Gives it to Goodwin. He too gets a terrible bounce, and it comes back to Bradley. We're back where we started.
Oh, gee, the umpire is impressed by names, isn't he? It's a good tackle. There's been times when that sort of tackle has been rewarded with a free kick for holding the ball.
Correct.
There it is. He tries to break the tackle. It's the perfect tackle.
Kevin Camporelli is another player who's gone from the wing to a very good half-forward player.
He's been so dangerous today, hasn't he? There he is again, speaking of the devil, Pete.
Yes, on to Koutafidis, who's had a lot of it in the final quarter. Massey gets down well, takes the mark in front of Ormond Allen. Back to Kuta. A roving role, you'd reckon.
He's playing ruck rover.
Lock. Onto Murphy. Well, Kev used the term leather poisoning. Murphy certainly got it. Whitnell nearly gets nudged out and then nudged into the contest, but couldn't grab the mark in the end. A lot of tired players out there with under 5 minutes remaining in the match, and it's going to be a ball up. In fact, under 4 minutes now. And this bounce will take place about 35 metres out from goal.
Mark Rashuto having some difficulty there.
So again, another chance for the Blues. Whitnell to do the ruck work. Just tries to break the tackle from Herbert. It's a loose ball, just 25 metres out from goal. Lappin with strength. There's a push in the back against McLeod. Well, I think young Hume will take the free kick.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Andrew McLeod has been a very good player for the Crows, particularly since being moved to the centre. A great duel with Brett Ratton, which you'd suggest Ratton has won. But just a bit over-enthusiastic in that tackle, and young Home. How do you say it? Home?
Hume.
Hume. Over the ball and gets the benefit of the free kick.
Well, he's booted 11 goals for the season. He's just 35 metres out. And again, he has drilled it. Well, this has been a magnificent last term by Carlton. They booted 5 goals in that third term. They've also booted 5 goals in this final quarter.
Yes, and young Hume has given Andrew McLeod a bit of a spray after that. I don't think there was any need for it. Andrew McLeod's just trying to do the right thing and tackle. There's no untoward display at all by Andrew McLeod. He's got the free kick, he's got the goal. Be satisfied with that.
10 goals to 3 after half-time. So pretty well one-way traffic. The Crows started the last quarter well by getting the first 2. With Carlton sprung into gear. Bickley from Smart. Again Smart. Burton and Mackay. Manton, well, he went without the football. He'll give it to Sauce. Silvani in the left back pocket's going to go right across goal. Mackay tells him to keep going. Burton chases, but he won't catch him. Out to Hume. Keen to get a taste of the footy, intended for Camporelli. Kicks it straight to Rashuto. Rashuto on left centre wing. He'll give it to Nigel Smart, who's tried for 4 quarters of football. Massey on the mark.
Yes, I don't think it's the time to slow it down, though, Nigel.
No. Just, you can see the clock there ticking down. It's getting pretty dark here at Optus Oval too. Murphy, Sexton, Manton, they're all there. Jarman's tackle it effective. Went through again. McLeod wrapped up in a tackle. Now back to Stevens, a fresh air shot like me playing golf. McLeod still trying as well. Murphy, he's been fantastic. Confronted by Stevens. Hume shuffles it up. Murphy, he just keeps getting where the footy is. Smart couldn't handle it. Beaumont can. Around Edwards. Beaumont from right half back. Ormond Allen in front. Punches to the side. Ball will go over the line in front of Lappin and Rashuto for a throw-in on centre wing.
Well, this has been a very impressive performance today by the Blues. Coming into this game, they're 8th on the table, 7-7. The Crows were 11th, 6-8. But Carlton, since half-time, they led by 4 points at half-time, came out and blew the Crows away in that third term, lead by 37 points at 3/4 time. They've gone on with it in this last term. McLeod, Burton, another ripper. Well, he's taken 3 screamers today. It's not quite as good as the one he took in the second quarter, which undoubtedly will be one of the contenders for the Cadbury Mark of the Year. But this again is another great leap. That's Sexton there, and of course young McGregor, but Burton up in front.
Kev, he doesn't drop them. They're just one grabs, aren't they?
Well, that's why I said the mark he took in the second quarter was like Gary Abbott's against Gary Pert, except he hung on to his. Here's Burton going for his 4th goal. What an impressive young player this man is.
Well,
he's a thrill seeker.
There's no doubt he's impressive. I'm a bit puzzled as to why he's been moved out of the centre of the ground to the half-forward flank since half-time, where he's been pretty well held. And this is just a bit of frustration, I think, on Burton's part. He's been well held by Mackay. He sees the opportunities, last chance to go for it, and takes a great mark, kicks the goal, but probably better used around the ball rather than simply at half-forward.
Well, I hope our videotape boffins at work put together some of his grabs today. They'd be well worth looking at again. He's taken 3 absolute beauties. Hume to Bradley. Allen provides the shepherd. Clock ticks down to final siren time. Bradley, Tyson Edwards in front. Ball punched clear of him. Beaumont onto the left. Snaps, that'll be close. But one behind. 3 goals, 2 to Beaumont. Had a terrific start to the match. Was then benched for a slight indiscretion. 2016 to 13-10. Rod Jamieson to bring the ball back. Edwards. Ormond Allen. Comes back to Tyson Edwards. Offloads it with a little hand pass to Jamieson. Now they finally run it out. Set play there. Punched away by Hogg. Bradley, he just keeps running and running and running. Locks hand pass. Hogg dumped. Lappin applies a tackle, and it will be a bounce in the last half minute of the game.
It's been a long time, Graham, since I've seen 3 players win as many possessions as Murphy. 37 possessions, Ratton 33, and Bradley 31. You just can't allow players to get the ball that many times during the course of a game.
They've had good players marking him too. Bickley's been on Bradley. Murphy had a good run with Simon. So good win. There's the siren though, Peter.
Well, a magnificent win to Carlton. 20 goals, 16, 136. They defeated the Adelaide Crows 13-10, 88. In a magnificent second half by the Blues, where they kicked 10 goals in that second half. And in that second half, Adelaide Crows only able to kick 4 goals. Stephen Silvani on screen. Magnificent performance today on Darren Jarman, who came into this game with 15 goals in his past 2 games. He was held to just 2 goals today.
Well, it was a tremendous game of football, particularly up to half-time when the contest was close. But
all right, let's go down to Curls.
Yeah, ready to go. Well, great win. The boys needed that one.
Yeah, well, we needed this one especially for last week. We had a good win last week. But to play the Crows, who were coming back to a bit of form last week against Geelong, we always knew they were going to hit us hard coming over here. They play all right here, so it's a very good win in the end for us.
Bit of pressure early, but you got to win that third quarter. Anything said at half-time break?
Just basically get them one-on-one the contest. They're a pretty offensive team, Adelaide. They just run forward. We got them in one-on-one the contest, and hopefully in the end we won, so it was good.
Matthew gave you a good start in the centre.
Pardon?
Matthew Allen.
He's been carrying the burden all year with Porter out. Was, justified with his state selection. He's been good all year, Agate. It's been great.
Well played, all the best. Back to you, Peter.
Thanks, girls. And we saw Justin Murphy's stats there. 23 and 14. He also took 8 marks and 3 tackles as well. That's not a bad afternoon's work, is it?
It was a tremendous performance by him. He had a very good contest with Brett Burton in the first half. They were the players who were opposed to each other. Burton was moved out of there, as was James out of the centre off Brett Ratton at half-time. I'm not sure whether those changes had any real impact on the game. You just sense that sooner or later Carlton were going to break the game open. It was such a good contest early that one team had to crack.
And that was Adelaide in the second half. So the Blues may be peaking at the right time of the year. A couple of places in the final 8 at the lower end of it up for grabs, and Carlton stamping their authority on this match after half-time will certainly be giving it a good shot for action in September.